Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Diane Riggs. I'm 76 years old, and I'm Catherine's grandmother.
So what was one of the most largest events in history that affected your life the most?
It was probably the Vietnam War. I was a young wife with 4 small children, and my husband was sent over there for a year. And it was very difficult for both of us because I was home alone with the kids, and he was in harm's way. You want to know some of the things that he was doing there?
Sure.
Okay, he was a doctor, and fortunately he was able to practice as an ophthalmologist, which was what he was. He was stationed at an army base about midway up in South Korea. Not Korea, Vietnam, in Vietnam. And but one of the things that he was called on to do was to go on what were called medevacs, where he would fly in small planes up to and helicopters the Montagnard villages and give medical care to the villagers who were fighting on the side of the South Vietnamese. On one of these occasions, they were on their way up and they saw a group of North Vietnamese, or Viet Cong, that were coming down one of the little jungle trails. And the pilot said, "Take that gun and shoot at them while I call them in." He was saying, No, I don't. I'm not a shooter. I'm a doctor. I don't know how to do that. He was afraid he was going to shoot the wing off the plane and they would go down in the jungle. But they were able to call in a strike, and the jets were able to come in while they were still keeping track of where this group of Viet Cong were. He said that was one of the scariest events. He was also there during the time which was called the Tet Offensive, and that was probably the beginning of the end of the war in Vietnam, because it was shortly after that the Viet Cong were able to pretty much overrun much of the area, and the American troops were withdrawn. It wasn't too much longer after that. At one point, he was able to come to Hawaii to meet me about halfway through his tour of duty. And it was very, very difficult to see him go back into harm's way, and for me to go back home with my little children, not knowing whether he'd be coming to join us or not. It was a very, very difficult and very changing time. But I did learn that I could deal with it. And we got through it, and he returned home.